Welcome to Cult EXE, a channel here at +1 EXP. My name is Sarah. I am your real-life stepdad and a cult leader here. +1 is a weird little brand. They multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. The dream and hope here at +1 is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games, and help amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. We are here to play In Extremis, designed by the incredible Keegan EXE. This game uses the Lumen system. The name of the game we'll be playing as a campaign is Terminal Riot. We may not get out alive, but it will certainly be something. Let's go ahead and go around our virtual table here and introduce ourselves. We'll go ahead and start with Corndogg. Tell us who you are and who you're playing.
Hello everyone, I'm Corndogg McGraw. I'm playing Agatha, the muscle mommy of the group.
Nice. And let's go ahead and move to Ash.
Hey, yo, I'm Ash. I am playing Mortar the Flesh Stitcher.
Nice. Chrissy.
Hey, I'm Chrissy Critz. I'll be playing Lorelai, the Pact Witch.
And last but certainly not least, Mr. Cohlrabi.
Hello, my name's Cole, and I'm playing X.
Nice. We also have another cast member, the incredible Noir Enigma, who will be playing Wraith the Neuromancer. He will be joining us later, which will be very exciting. So come in, make sure you check us out. We will be streaming every other Sunday. And with introductions complete, you guys ready to play some spooky Necromancers in space, or hell yeah?
I think so.
Before we start, one thing about In Extremis is that the magic system depends on the phase of the moon. So I want everyone, and before I forget, I want everyone to know that you have 6 wells at your disposal, because we are in the waning crescent era of the moon. So while you guys are making those notes, I will begin to weave a tale. Our story begins on a Sunday. It's a generally peaceful one at that, something that still doesn't quite feel right for our group of Haitian necromancers. It's been 10 years since the arrival of the Corvus Dominion in the Arbiter system, 10 years worth of Sundays fraught with danger, sacrifice, and war. First, there was the death of Axia, the Red Moon, and the sacrifice of Attila the Behemoth and her entire crew. This death fueled a powerful spell to push back the Dominion and give Hecate what they desperately needed: time. Then came war, bloody and senseless. Despite countless attempts to determine why the Dominion had come, why they had systematically destroyed each of the planets reaching out to Hecate, we're still no closer to knowing the truth. The turning point was the solar side, an event not easily forgotten. And while it feels strange to say out loud, it seems that the war is reaching an end. The icy glow of the dead sun shines through the windows of the behemoth Netta, bringing about a new day. 4 years have passed since the sun was sacrificed, cutting the Corvus Dominion off from wherever the hell they came from. As the day begins, we zoom in on our group, caught in a moment of remembrance, each of them arriving for the day in their own private quarters, shared quarters, whatever the case may be. And each of them are feeling a little bit nostalgic. Tell me, Ash, where were you the day the sun was murdered?
That's a good question. I feel like I was out scouting, out looking for more things to coalesce into the being that I currently am, as well as looking for someone to follow in my stead. And recall very suddenly looking up and seeing nothing. That's not a atypical thing to look up and see nothing where we are, but it was even more so when it was suddenly very dark. It's not to say that the dark is a bad thing, but at the same time, it seemed off. Exciting and off.
Ash, can you tell us what Mortar looks like?
Yeah, so Mortar is, I would consider them a homunculus. They are a conglomeration of a bunch of different things. They are a fully formed person, but it's always a bit askew. Their appearance is constantly changing. They don't always appear the same time that you glance at her. She'll kind of shift a bit every single time that you see her. She's always kind of constantly picking at herself, and always assessing other situations around here, but she's mostly donned in robes, has belts full of tools and needles and bottles and bloody bandages strewn all around them.
Nice. We're going to go ahead and jump to Corndogg. Corndogg, where was Agatha the day the son was murdered?
Agatha was working out at the local gym, working with her coach, just trying to become stronger. And went, huh. And then when nothing really changed in the gym, she just kept going back and working out. Doesn't concern her. It's not my business.
And what is Agatha's look? What's her vibe?
A little bit stinky. Her hands are covered in a little bit of chalk, a little bit of protein. She always carries like a real big sword with her, just in case. Just to better be safe than sorry, but right now it's currently in her locker.
Excellent.
Kind of here vibing out. She's just a little bit gross. Not wearing anything that you would care about, getting disgusting.
Excellent.
Now those clothes that you have that you wear to bed and then wear immediately to the gym the next day?
Yes.
Those clothes.
Excellent. Cole, what about X? Where was X the day the son was murdered?
The son was murdered? I don't really know. I never cared for the son very much. So probably sleep.
Slept through the whole thing.
Yeah,
I love it. Describe X for us, if you don't mind.
So X is mostly covered from head to toe, but any parts that start to kind of peek out are usually covered in dirt and grime. And if you ever catch them taking a drink or anything like that, you'll notice that the bottom half of their right jaw is just like missing, is just a black empty hole. And always carrying a ton of different jewelry and baubles and pockets full of all sorts of stuff that was obtained one way or another. Mainly one way, but
Amazing. Chrissy, where was Lorelai when the son was murdered?
She was likely to probably be in a small hut somewhere off the cut. It was probably already kind of dark in the woods where she was at, and as the sun kind of disappeared, she was probably just kind of like interesting. Acknowledging it, but not super or overly concerned about it. Probably just putzing around, creating small vials of various things.
Excellent. And what does Lorelai look like?
So when you look at them, they have like two different color eyes. Some of their skin looks a little bit older than some of the other parts of her. So like, for example, like one of her arms looks a little bit more like older. You can see it's a little bit more aged, but the other one is like very young and nice. She looks, I know Mortar kind of said that they look kind of like patchworked. I would assume you could kind of assume, that was a weird way to say it, but you can assume that that's kind of the same for Lorelai, only it's not like she's a bunch of different parts or different things put together. It's like all of her parts just don't match.
This is very good. Perfect. Let me get my windows back where they need to be. Awesome. You all wake up and kind of have that moment of like, yeah, you know, maybe X is like, everybody made it a big deal, but like, I don't give a shit. And everybody is kind of getting up and getting ready for the day. First things first, mealtime. Once again, you're aboard the behemoth Neda, which is a giant living creature that is floating through space. You guys have been here, all summoned for different reasons to work for the Coven, which is like the ruling body of Hecate. And as you get up for the day, I would love to hear each of you give me a detail. What does the inside of Neda look like?
I was writing. So I guess in Lorelai's space, she would be creating like a space that's a little bit more like green or greenery like, whether it is like artificial or it is real. She would be attempting to make it as kind of like dark foresty vibes as much as she possibly could in like the parts that she frequents the most. She would be unbothered with the spaces that other people probably go to the most. Like if there is a mess hall, she would probably leave that. If it's sterile, it looks sterile. But like for the spaces that she like say sleeps in or hangs out in, it's probably kind of dank and musty for her.
Hell yeah. So we have maybe the halls, some of the areas that you frequent more regularly have just kind of over time started to have greenery, maybe like random spores of mushrooms have started to kind of grow out from the walls versus the places you don't really frequent all that much or have like a lot of other activity going on have remained in their state. I love that. Anybody else want to add details?
I feel like anywhere Mortar goes, there's always going to be some sort of kind of shiny surface, as if it looks like blood has been there in some capacity. Whether it actually is or not remains to be seen, and it might be there. It might just be some sort of like weird illusion thing. But picture it like a snail on a trail.
Amazing.
And it's just like this kind of shiny surface. And then of course just like random viscera wherever she might go.
Fantastic.
What is the room situation like?
That is up to you guys. I assumed that we could like private quarters make sense, or if there's like a shared bunk situation, whichever I think fits the vibe more. I can add in some details. So then behemoths are giant creatures that are on the planet that the Necromancers, have been able to harness into spacefaring vessels. They come in a wide variety of kinds, some being more structural in that they have like big boned hallways, others a little bit softer where you're kind of slipping through kind of veins and different things like that. But all they have in common is that they are these creatures. The older they are, the larger they are. The Neda, you don't really know how old Neda is, but you figure not very, as it's typically used for like a scouting vessel. It's not necessarily a large ship, or a large behemoth rather. So you estimate that it's fairly new. You are pretty much the crew. There's some additional folks that are running the day-to-day operations around, and you see them come and go. But as far as like necromancer presence, it is you and your leader from the Coven, Mother Melba.
I'm not sharing with anyone, so my room has tons of locks on it and skeleton head doorknob that tells everyone to go away.
Excellent. What about you, Corndogg? Does Agatha, and again, this can be about your room, this can be a truth about the ship in particular, whatever you want.
So in the spaces that I frequent, whether it's in my room or in the gym or hallways, there's always some slightly off-centered, like formatted incorrectly inspirational posters where it's like cheap knockoffs that you would probably buy at the dollar store or in the dollar spot at Target or something like that. Some of them are really happy-go-lucky and like pinks and purples and unicorns and fluffy happy. And others have like toy cars and stuff on them. These are not meant for adults, but they do the job for getting me up and motivated and keeping everyone feeling their best is what I believe they do.
Hell yeah.
But they're just inspirational posters that are all slightly off and off-putting because of that. Just everything's just shifted a tab right of center.
Clearly like homemade. Well loved. Not justified.
I try really hard, but I don't know how Photoshop works. Made these for you. Not a graphic designer.
This is wonderful. As you all step out of your own individual quarters, kind of to begin the day, you hear a soft chime, which normally means that there's some sort of administrative announcement kind of echo through the halls, and a warbled voice of some faceless person. You wonder if maybe you passed them like in the mess hall or maybe in the gym at some point, but you've never quite been able to put the face to the voice. It cuts across and it says, distance to Hector, 2 days. Mail transfers received. Come and get 'em before they rot. No, seriously, I'm not cleaning this shit up again. Come and get it. I'll put Corvus guts in your shoes. And then there's some static and it cuts off. You guys are aboard the Neda. What do you want to do?
Get whatever it is before it rots. It might not even be mine. I just want to make sure that if it's food, it gets eaten.
Okay.
Why are they only shipping males?
Yeah, we should ship more females. Ship them all together. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
All of them.
I hear rot and I'm like down the hall. I'm going.
Excellent.
Everybody's hoofing it for different reasons.
X, you would be actually, is this your first time being on a behemoth, or have you sailed the space seas before?
I don't know what is a behemoth really.
Excellent. Yeah, so are you are gonna kind of like look around and be confused as other people start peeling off towards the mailroom. We'll go ahead and say, Mortar, you're going to get there first just because I feel that you're pretty, like, jazzed about the opportunity to get there. It is a opaque, kind of pink pane of glass with a little slot that you can kind of pull out. As you walk up, you hear that, again, that faceless voice go, "What's your name?"
I feel like we've done this extensively.
Well, I can't get you other people's mail, so just tell me your name.
Mortar. God.
Great. And you hear like a ka-thunk, and down where you can pull out this this drawer. You like you watch as it kind of thuds forward a little bit with the force of what drops in.
Ooh. Okay. Don't know that I was expecting that so soon, but thank you very much, I think.
Awesome. You open up the drawer, and inside you see that there's like a collection. There's a couple of small journals and a package that has been very poorly wrapped. Are you going to take a look at it now or later?
I'm going to grab it and get out of the way so that
'Kay.
anyone else might want to get their stuff.
Excellent. Agatha, I feel like you were probably close behind. And again, you hear the same, "State your name."
Still Agatha.
Okay. I don't have a still Agatha on here. I have Agatha.
Agatha.
Okay.
I am
All right.
Agatha.
Great. All right. Okay.
Continuously,
Fine.
always and forever. I am Agatha. Thank you.
You hear like a tinny sound of almost like what sounds like plastic on metal. And again, there's like a sliding sound. And she goes, "There you go. You can take that now."
Okay, what is it? And I'm gonna shake it.
You open up the drawer, and inside there is a clipboard, and on it are several papers, and you would immediately recognize them as this is not wrapped. These are your workouts for the next cycle of the moon from your coach Arnold. There it looks like there's he's got your diet plan on there, some different spells he wants you to work on, specifically ways in which you wield your weapon. There's also like some personal notes written in there, just trying to keep you apprised of what's going on at the gym back in Elios. And there's a couple of lines that immediately stand out to you. The first one being, I pulled a hamstring, having to take it easy. Also, there's some new recruits here that seem promising, some Abyssians even. There's one in particular I'd like you to meet when you get back and get your thoughts on some of their techniques. You would recognize Abyssians. These are the people of Hecate, just like you, except 100 years ago, they went out into the abyss. And right when the Corvus Dominion arrived, they returned changed. Since then, they kind of keep to themselves. They have a special area of Elios, the capital, that they frequent. So it's pretty noteworthy that one has kind of gone out and is seeking a sense of community within, everywhere else. And that is your mail from Arnold.
Cool. Thanks. Thanks for the mail.
You're welcome.
Remember, I'm Agatha.
Okay, I won't be doing that. Bye. Lorelai and X, what are you guys up to?
Well, if I see a bunch of people just heading in the same direction, I'll just kind of follow.
Okay.
And I guess arrive to the mailroom.
As your shadow passes over the pane, you hear, "Well, state your name."
Well, I was just here to get the free mails. But do you also have maybe some females and some others as well?
I don't know, sweetie. That depends on what they sent you, but I am gonna need you to state your names.
Names or name?
Either. Everybody's been in rare form today.
Greg.
I don't have Greg.
Alexander.
I don't have Alexander. How long do you list out names?
Stephanie.
As you continue to list out names, you just get, no, I don't think so. And this goes on for about like 5 or 10 minutes. Until finally you go, wait, okay, listen, are you that guy that doesn't know anything about anything?
I don't know.
Oh, 1 second, let me get a supervisor. And you hear a loud womp as out of the wall pops a fully formed skeleton with a little sheriff's badge that just says supervisor. It then kind of like emerges and like joltily looks at you, does like a look up and down before turning and like face planting like back into the wall. Oh yeah, it's you. It's X, okay. And you hear like a little shuffle as something falls into the drawer and emerges. I should know by now that if I get 3 names in a row, it's you, and I just need to call the supervisor, but I just keep hoping, maybe this time we'll get it in one.
Yeah, sorry, I guess I have to remember what they call me here. Was that Steve?
The supervisor?
Yeah.
It could have been, but they keep swapping out the supervisors for the different areas. I know we had Steve for a while. Actually, let me do this. And she presses the button again, and you hear that loud burp, and the skeleton pops back out of the wall and looks at you. As an Osteomancer, you kind of are taking a gander at the skeleton. Are you trying to ascertain who this is?
Yeah,
or
I'm
who
just
this
gonna
was?
do the thing you're not supposed to do and reach out a ghastly hand and just caress the bone.
When you
That
do,
you, Steve?
The little badge starts emitting like this sickly green light, like whoop 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 whoop, and the skeleton like takes a step back and goes like this at you before turning and like re-implanting in the wall. You hear a shuffle of notes behind the glass, and that voice comes in. Oh no, actually, this was Carlisle. Sorry, Steve. Steve's now down at the, with the engineers. He'd been promoted. This is Carlisle.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were Steve. Wait, what is this thing that you gave me?
Oh yeah, you gotta open the drawer, sweetie. And the voice will talk you through opening up the drawer. So you retrieve just a scrap of paper. It's crumpled. It has some stains on it. And it has the following note on it. I need parts. Meet me in Elios for details. Or don't. You're your own person. Signed, Dr. Galvani.
Okay, I guess this probably is for me then. But so there's no bodies that we get here.
Listen, hon, with this, we just got into orbit close enough that we could actually receive the transmission. Sometimes bodies take a little while, but I haven't seen any come in yet.
Oh wait, just one last question.
Okay, but I'm just about to go on my break, so make it quick.
Is there a forgotten mail room?
No, we have this whole system of identification. There's
so everybody always gets all of their mail?
Yeah, or we feed it to Nada.
Where do you put it before you feed it?
To Nada? In a mouth? I don't understand.
Oh. Whose job is it to feed her?
Listen, how about you take this up to the bridge and talk to Mother Melba about this? This feels above my pay grade, what you're trying to get after here.
Okay, I love
Next!
that
And she just screams until you walk away from the window. Lorelai, are you getting mail? Are you up to something else?
Yeah, she's gonna take her time. There's nothing, a little bit of rot won't hurt her.
Excellent.
So she'll take her time, but she'll, after watching X go through all of that and a few other people get their mail, she'll definitely walk up and grab whatever she has.
Awesome. Name, please.
Lorelai. By the way, what is your name? What is your name?
My name? Oh, it's Shauna. You know, you're the first person to ask me that. I've been enlisted for the full 10 years of this shit, and that's the first time anyone's ever asked me my name. Did you know that? You're a sweetheart, Lorelai. I like you. You hear a sound of mail being dropped into the drawer and an extra little sound. She's like, "There's something a little extra for you, Lorelai. I think you're nice."
Amazing. Look at you. And as she says that, the sound of something clinking in the drawer, whoever is around will see a fairly large bat kind of crawl down her arm and grab whatever little extra thing and shove it into their wing. I probably wouldn't even get a chance to see whatever it was.
Excellent. As this bat emerges and it snatches it up, it will crane one large eye up and you go, "It's mine!" before disappearing back into your robe. The thing that you are able to see is a pristine letter in a sharply folded envelope. There seems to be nothing, it looks like it's straight out of a package, and there's this beautiful flowing script across the front that says it is to Lorelai, and it is return addressed, but that seems to be a standard print of it's coming from the Coven's head offices. As you open the letter, I'm going to go ahead and post it in the chat because it's a little bit longer than everybody else's, and it will make it easier. But as you open the letter for our audience, I will go ahead and read out loud. It says, Lorelai, I hope you get in this in tide. I need your help. The Coven has assigned me to the Outer City Committee, which seems like a mistake. I'm working on getting it fixed, but who the fuck puts me on a committee? In the meantime, they're expecting results from me concerning waves of rabid wildlife attacking the walls. I know fuck all about the walls, Lorelai. Or animals, for that matter. They were supposed to put me in, I don't know, finance or some shit. You know stuff about things like animals or whatever. You have to help me. Please, 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 Lorelai. Meet me when you return. Fuck, I hope you return. Because if not, I'm screwed. I've included payment. I think if it's not, let me know. And as you kind of tilt the envelope to the side, you will see that there are 3 fingernail clippings and a piece of dried up chewing gum included in the envelope. And the envelope, the letter, you don't even have to guess who this is. There's only one person this could be. This is clearly a letter from Jim.
She's gonna be like, fucking Jim, and she's gonna put the chewed gum in her mouth, and kind of just roll it up, stick it into a pocket, maybe even hand it to Grant the Bat.
Yeah, you just see a little hand like come out and do a gimme, 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 as you drop whatever it is that you would like into, and like hear a from inside your robes. Now that you all have your mail, you would move on to the rest of your responsibilities here aboard the Nada. What are your jobs here? What is it that you'd say you do here aboard this scouting vessel? And also, how long have you been here? Did you come as a group collectively? Have you kind of slowly trickled in? You tell me.
Did we establish that any of us actually know each other? I don't know that we did.
I don't think we have, which is a great time for these.
I just think I accidentally walked into an open door and I found that there was an empty room, and I thought there'd be lots of stuff that I could get in here, but I guess everybody claims their stuff, so I don't know how long it's been.
What about everybody else?
I am specifically here to fuck shit up when things go wrong. I provide diversions, don't bring a whole lot to the table in other means of figuring stuff out and sorting things out. Like, I'm not your puzzle guy. I am here to help when things go sideways. I'm your sideways person.
Excellent. Would you say that you are the muscle?
I am the muscle, you might say.
Excellent. Excellent.
I don't know if I would know anyone else, but I would like to. If anyone wants to know who I am, we could have come on at the same time. I did not wander on here. I was told to go here by an adult. I'm also an adult, but an adult here.
We can even tie that together, Corndogg. I feel like, given that you were coming from like an established gym and everything where other muscle witches trained, perhaps Arnold was like, "Hey, we've got ourselves a gig. Let's send you out. Like, you've been here too long. Let's get you. You need some air. Get out there. Go do a scouting mission, and then you can come back."
You'll be fine.
Love it.
Fine, kid. Yeah.
Mortar and
Probably
Lorelai.
I want to say that Mortar is always looking for an opportunity to try and fix things, since that's kind of their MO. Also kind of selfishly trying to harvest stuff for themselves. So it is kind of like a win-win situation of, oh, the muscle witch over there. Oh gosh, probably need some kneading of said muscles. Also, I might need some of their muscles. So, yeah. Finding a collaborative effort within that.
Amazing. I also, the behemoth is like a living being, so I kind of love the idea that you're there for repairs of it as well, you know, whether it's random
space engineer.
Yeah, like you're space flesh engineer as you're kind
Yeah.
of going through and helping it keep Nada in it's at least held together. What about you, Lorelai?
I would say Lorelai is in contracting and legalities. She's an upper senior level management, you know, like she's an overseer of things, but she's not the one actively doing it. She has folks beneath her do that, but she is kind of the one who signs on the dotted line for any necessary kind of contracting language or deals that need to be made with other folks out when we're traveling.
I love this, and it works out great because, again, as you know, it's some time has passed. The Corvus Dominion, who is this invading force of bird-like aliens, you know, they are slowly being pushed back. With the death of the sun, they could no longer send new units in mass. And so the last 4 years have really been kind of cleaning up space, going around and getting rid of them. And as part of that, you're dealing with the shattered planets of the Arbiter system, and probably, you know, making deals and concessions with those different groups to try and create order in the chaos that has been emerging. As you guys kind of go to start your days in your individual areas, you will hear another beep come across the intercom system before you can like sit down to your legal documents, wander into some strange closet, do a push-up, or clean up a little bit of the blood you've dripped in the hallway. A clear voice will cut across the intercom that you recognize as the captain, Mother Melba, and it will bark your names in quick succession and demand that you come to the bridge immediately.
Ooh, someone's in trouble. I say that out loud about all of this. And I'll head to the bridge.
Excellent.
I hate that I was muted. Oh, jeez, fucking Christ. It's fine. I said a dumb thing and it's lost to time.
No, say it again.
No.
It's okay. It's gone forever.
No.
Other cool things.
But why? Why does it have to be
But why?
conflict?
We can still have with our minds and our hands.
It's fine, it'll be good.
Are you lost? Person who's leaving stuff all over the ground?
Lost. That's subjective.
You look lost for a second.
I feel like I know this place fairly well. I'm
And where
a
is
pro
the
at
bridge?
this. So the thing about the bridge is, you kind of just have to think about it and you find yourself there, whether it is an actual liminal space or you kind of black out on your way there and someone haphazardly guides you through this behemoth that we all know.
Well, I was hoping that
Remains to be
you
seen.
were the one that was going to guide me there.
Oh, you need to. Okay, well, yeah, it's this way actually.
Yeah,
need
I
that.
guess here they know me by X, and they said my name.
I see. Okay, well, I don't know how you feel about holding hands, but I have several that you can hold on to in the event that you need true guidance. Otherwise, you can
Severed
follow.
or
Dealer's choice.
severed? Yes. Attached? No, thank you.
Okay, one moment, and she'll like rustle through one of her very small satchels and pulls out not like a human hand and nothing relatively recognizable, but it's some sort of hand. Is
Sweet.
this
Can I keep
sufficient? That was my favorite hand. It's
it? Why would
fine.
you give someone your favorite hand?
I wanted to show it to you as a point of honor and happiness
Oh,
in sharing
well,
this with you, but
Here, I'll make it with your while. And
Okay.
I'll take the hand and, like, poke it. Does it have bones?
yes.
Okay, watch this. And I'll just make the hand stand up.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's
Ta-da!
impressive work. Just, you know what? You can keep that one.
Okay, thanks.
The nice thing with hands is that they often come in pairs, so I do have two, so you can keep that one.
Often they don't come in pairs, too.
You don't know me that well then. All right, bridge that way. Yes.
As you two are having this conversation, swapping hands, and wondering about, Schrodinger's bridge, Chrissy, Corndogg, how are Lorelai and Agatha faring? They just making their way downtown, walking fast?
Okay, space lice.
I only know how to get there by smell. So
What does it smell like?
Well, you have to walk past the food smells
Okay.
first, and then you go into the stinky smells. That's kind of where Lorelai lives. And then if you go past that, past the decay region, you'll end up in the sterile region where they keep cleaning it to prevent the spores from just going into where all the smart people work and make the ship go.
Excellent.
So that's the bridge. Bridge comes after sterile smell, so you have to pass through 3 smells to get there.
Excellent. Three smells down.
Yep.
And Lorelai, do you just walk there?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I love the thought that Lorelai watches the entire engagement with Mortar and X and does not acknowledge it. Sees the, Schrodinger's thought of the bridge and is like, nope, I'm not gonna enter into that.
Excellent. You all, in your own time, in your own way, make the journey to the bridge in this small vessel. And when you arrive, the gates, again, it's that kind of opaque, pinkish, think of it like, how enamel on teeth, you can kind of see, or I guess it's it's enamel. You can kind of look through, it has translucent edges sometimes. It's kind of like that, but very pink, as it slides across. And
it's like a membrane. Is it like a membrane?
Kind of, but think if it was solid, kind of like a bone, but very.
Like a taint.
There you go. It is likened to a taint. As it shifts to the side, you guys walk in, and there is a bridge. There are several folks from Hecate kind of at different consoles, or what look like consoles. Again, we're in an organic creature, so it's they are interacting with different nerves and various things. In the middle, there is a very tall, slender woman. She is dressed in a long, flowing robe and has just a big fuck you sized crossbow on her back. She is with her right arm kind of moving something on the console in front of her, and her left sleeve hangs empty. As she turns and looks at you, she's probably mid 40s, but has seen some shit. Her hair is starting to gray at the temples, and it curls up where she keeps it in a tight bun on the back of her head. And she looks at all of you. Which one of you grabbed X? Okay, all right, there's X. Okay, one of you got him. Great, cool.
Nobody's grabbing me. Why did they grab me?
There is not enough time. Come over here, and we will acknowledge the case here quickly. You watch as her hand kind of passes over the console, and a image kind of flickers up in a 3D hologram that spins around. And Mother Melba will turn and look at you all and go, "Listen, our gig's been pretty calm, pretty quiet. Good things never last. But honestly, I'm bored, so I'm glad this has shown up. We've got a Corvus ship. It seems that its course is intersecting ours, headed back in towards the center of the solar system. The gig. This is kind of what we're here for. I'm gonna need to send y'all out onto that ship. You're gonna fuck shit up." She does finger guns over at you, Agatha. and report back anything that you find aboard that vessel. It's been a while since they've been this close, so it seems like maybe there's some good shit on there. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just another, what was that, like 3 weeks ago? There was just like 2 crows on a huge battleship. That was crazy, right?
Were you talking to me?
Talking to all of you, X. Yes, that's generally the case. I recognize we did talk the other day that maybe I needed to be more specific, but as I mentioned in that conversation, it seems like you forget pretty quick. So.
Oh.
My bad.
Yeah, this guy, he shot me up here.
Yes, that did happen.
Yeah, so I'll forget some things sometimes.
Yeah, it's okay, buddy. And she will kind of like pat on your shoulder before kind of looking at her hand and kind of rubbing it on her own robe. And she'll look at the rest of you. Any questions, or are we gonna do just like the regular gig?
What is the 401k like?
You will hear, everyone else, as X asks this question, you'll see someone in a chair kind of swivel to their person next to them, and you'll hear them like loudly whisper, "How the hell does he know what a 401k is?" Before Melba goes, "Good. It's good. It's really, really good."
From what I remember
How
from the
long-
meeting, it was full match. So like whatever you put in, they put in.
How long until we're vested?
Well, it can't be till you die, because I'm pretty sure you've already done that.
Couple of times.
Here, you know what? Actually, let me. She will reach down and kind of pull out what looks like some official correspondence that's coded in some fashion. She'll flip it over on one side and pull out like a pen and write on the other side, and it just says, "Give money when time X," and hand it to you. And just, here's what you're gonna do: go to the headquarters when we get back to the capital, walk in, hand them this, they'll get you sorted.
Okay.
Got
So
it.
do I know any of these people?
Uh,
We met.
Melba seems kind of taken off guard by this, and will look at the rest of you and kind of like a, what?
We have all been on this behemoth for a minute together.
Well, what kind of minute?
Really long one.
A really long one.
Can
It's
I-
definitely more than like the amount of reps I have to do in a period of time.
So you guys know me?
I've seen you.
Just seen me.
Yeah, it's felt a bit parasocial for a while until about 10 minutes back.
Oh yeah, you gave me a hand.
I did, yes. That is
Okay.
now yours.
Lorelai, you say you know me. Can I do something weird?
Can you?
We all do weird things.
Well, do you have any exposed bone?
She will look down at her hands first, and you will see that there's actually like a pinky bone that looks like it's not quite, it doesn't quite match the hand that she currently has on it, and it's pretty spindly. Not exposed, but this one I traded off to somebody once.
Oh, let's touch pinkies real quick.
All
I'm gonna look over to Mortar when he like starts saying that. I'm gonna. I thought they were gonna say touch tips.
Well, the tips of our pinkies.
Nearly.
You're right.
Oh, Lorelai, I remember you now. See, bones, they hold the memories of the person. We went to have margaritas last Tuesday.
We did. You got the watermelon jalapeno.
Oh, that sounds like me. Okay, I'm in.
Melba is watching all of this and she kind of nods because good team building. Love to see it. Think it's great. How about you take this show on the road though? Because we have T minus 10 minutes before we intersect with their course.
Sorry, just one last question.
Uh-huh.
I thought all the roads were destroyed like 200 years ago.
All the roads?
You said let's get this show on the road.
Oh, I see. I see now. Terms of phrase will not do well here in our communication. So let me be very clear. You go outside now, fight ship with alien, come back, get high five.
I would rather not touch your hand, but okay.
That's fine. Fine by me. Really, legitimately though, I will feel like I'm doing a bad job. Do you have any questions, everyone else except for X?
Well, that's kind of targeted.
Do we have any like stuff to keep us safe, or stuff to juice us up, or stuff to make us even bigger and stronger and scarier than we were when we left?
The good news is Agatha, we are close to home. So we are closer to the moon. That kind of gives us that extra oomph. So if this had happened a couple days ago, we would have had a harder time until we got more close to this. Listen, the answer is your well magic abilities right now peak. Just so good with rocking that. You would also know, and this is Sarah, the Arbiter of Fates, stepping in here. You know, like, your Necromancers in space. You have all of the equipment to be able to exit a ship safely, get on, enemy vessels, board, do all that stuff. You don't have to worry about any special gear or equipment. I will have you guys describe to me what it looks like because I think that's badass. But you will have all your gear, all your weapons. As a reminder, on your character sheets, if you go to your page and scroll to the bottom, you should have your weapon there, as well as your different combat abilities. You've got your social abilities, and they will start to come more into play as we get into some territory where dice rolls will start happening.
Oh, where did I get a rape?
You'll watch Melba kind of tilt her head to the side as you ask that question, go, oh yeah, no, that's the one that I hid under your pillow last week.
That's why I had bad dreams.
Yeah. Well, that's weird because I enchanted it with good dreams before I did it.
Well,
What if it's
maybe-
opposite day for X?
Well, your determination of good dreams could not be my determination of good dreams. So how could you know what kind of dreams to put
I
in?
love getting into subjective arguments about, like, different perspective with you after you ask me the question of where did I get this thing I've always had.
Wait, you know me too?
Ex friend, new acquaintance, friend, person.
Oh, I
Yes.
never asked your name. You're lots of hands person.
I don't know that I gave it. Mortar, like mortar pestle.
Like the thing.
sort
Oh,
of.
that's what I was just gonna say. The thing that they used to
Yeah.
make guacamole with the chilies.
Yeah,
Have
so
you
we
ever
had
been
the-
to... I'm sorry, I feel like we're supposed to be going somewhere.
But also,
Yeah,
I
we
fucking
can-
love chilies. Can we do chilies after
Absolutely.
Rage Master?
Wait, they still have chilies?
Of course they
Where?
do.
Of course that was-
Where?
They have an endless
like
chicken
everywhere,
salsa
like every
thing.
40 minutes.
How the fuck have I not seen a chili?
Well, they're not
Have
like
you
here
not
on the
been looking?
spaceship, but like we could go back.
Oh, no, I know. That
Somewhere
guy
with-
shot me. That guy shot me in the head. Okay, let's go.
Excellent. Again,
Excellent.
Melba again is watching this kind of transpire, and she reaches down and takes another piece of paper. This time she writes on the back of it, again in that kind of coded language, before tucking it in her pocket, and goes, okay, great. Usual spiel, I will stay here. We will use the ship's abilities to try and hold the ship still for as long as we can. All of our initial scans show that it's a smaller vessel, so I'm not expecting like too much craziness in there, but again, you never know with these Corvus bastards. So be safe. Melba loves you. Make me proud. She will put her hand out for a fist bump.
Well, thank you.
Leaving me hanging. Got it. Cool. Great. Bye, kids. And she will turn around back to her console. The plan emerged that she will use the ship in order to kind of buy you time to lock the ship in place and get on board. The rest will be up to you. But before we shift to that, I'm going to suggest we take a quick break. We've been streaming for about an hour. So we're going to go ahead, go buy a break, get snacks, do all the stuff, chat. I recommend that you do so as well. And we will be back in like 5-ish minutes. So we will see you then. Okay, bye. And we are back. We are back. We are playing In Extremis. It's very good. Necromancers in space. Go to Keegan's website to go buy a copy of your own, and you too can do cool things in space as dead people. Do it. Do it now. Where we left off, y'all were about to engage in combat with mother flippin' Corvus Dominion ship. We're gonna set the stage here first with a question for each of you, and feel free to kind of popcorn it around. When was the first time you saw a Corvus ship? Is this the first time?
I don't think so. I think they've been around long enough that we've been like hyper aware of it, especially now here.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me how long they've like been a deal.
So like 10 years they've been,
Okay.
That's how long you've been at war, sort of a thing. They are
Okay.
less and less likely to be this close to your home planet, but it clearly still happens.
Okay. I'm gonna say fairly early on to them starting said war, solely because of wanting to find an opportunity to help as best I could, while also still like, I think I was still recruiting for like a right-hand man sort of thing at the same time. So it was like, I already have to be in the know of like who's who, if I'm getting into a good deal or not, if I'm just gonna hire an intern, they're gonna be shit, and then just being aware of current events at the same time. So yeah, probably for a long time.
Great.
I don't know what they are.
This is great, X. You still like don't know what they are. We're gonna circle back around to you. But Agatha and Lorelai.
I've seen so many. I don't know why, but when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's one of those things. But if you would have asked her to describe it before this moment, I'd been like, it's.
Do you remember the first time, or has it kind of just been lost in the sea of the constant?
When I went on one of my trips with Arnold, because he introduced me to this life, then he was like, and this is what this is, and this is what this is. And he was very guiding, but he left me back aboard the bridge when he went out and handled this stuff, because I was just a wee baby. By wee baby, I mean I was probably like 17. You know, the age that everyone starts in romance novels.
Excellent, very good. What about you, Lorelai? Do you remember the first time you saw a Corvus ship?
Probably. I would assume that at the moment that like we lost the sun and things kind of shifted significantly, some of her skills would have been utilized in any number of ways as far as like political gain and or whatever she could kind of like folks could kind of not use her for, but like they would come to her for. So I would assume like pretty early on she was like familiarized, pretty close.
Awesome. As you prepare to engage with this ship, tell me how do you guys want to do that? You guys, the players, describe to me. We are fully in the In Extremis Lumen gameplay side of things. You guys tell me what you want to do. We'll have a conversation with which stat we feel best fits the approach that you're taking. So there's muscle, bone, and nerve. Depending on if there's like a chance that things could go poorly, that's when I'll have you roll the dice. For each of your stats, you guys have assigned a number, 1, 2, 4, maybe even at 3, I don't know, as determined by the class when you first started. That tells you the number of d6 that you will roll for that particular skill. Just as a refresher for what those different approaches are, first up we have muscle. Muscle is anything that requires brawn, brashness. It is getting physical or being assertive. We have bone. This is the more calculating, more thoughtful approach. This can be stuff like you're making a plan, or you're trying to deceive someone with your language, right? Then we have nerve. This is your dexterous. This is maybe you outwitting someone in a conversation, or dodging out of the way of an attack. These are all different approaches, and you can use them at any time. When you go to do something, just describe to me, like, this is how I'm going to do it. We'll have a brief conversation of what approach we feel is best, and then you'll roll the dice. Any questions about that? Great. The other thing I will note, everybody has 5 health, and you are fully healed. We are not going in with any injuries or anything to worry about. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, you have 6 wells at your disposal for this session. So with that, how y'all gonna pull this job off?
So we're going into this assuming that the ship is populated with a bunch of Corvus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is it like flying and we're catching up to it, or is it just stagnant in space?
You are intercepting it on its course. So you were headed like back to home base, and it was kind of coming across your trajectory. And Melba had described how she was going to use the ship to try and catch it in space and hold it for a period of time to buy you enough time to get on board.
That was my question, but X, what are we doing? Is there not really like a leader among us here, or I'm not really that kind of guy.
I mean, you
X,
don't
I think-
have to be.
Yeah.
I
Nobody
think,
can be a
I think-
leader, but
well, yay. So then how do I know what I'm doing?
You can punch it, right?
No, I don't punch things.
What do you do? I feel like I might have seen or heard about it, maybe, possibly.
I think I'm starting to remember how I got mixed up in this. And it's not really, very impressive, but, you have the most hands, so maybe you're the leader.
I do have several hands, that is correct. If that is the delineation between being a leader and not, then fucking call me the president, I guess. I don't know, but I'm a generous and democratic leader, so I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to collaborate with you, so if that is amicable, then perhaps we can move forward with that.
So we just blow the ship up then, yeah?
Gotta fight the alien stuff. Yeah, we should take things. Things get us money. When money gets us more things.
Yes.
Ooh, I do like things.
Things
Okay,
are pretty
well, I'll
awesome.
just follow the leader.
Excellent. How the fuck are we getting on this thing? I'm seeing different options here, and I'd like some input here. Are we going more drop ship, like Nada is going to huck us out of here and straight onto it? Are we going to glance close enough that we can just reach out, little tippy tap hands, and latch on? Does anyone have anything that they think is their strength to help us get on this thing?
Don't
Have muscles.
Muscles
Yeah,
even throw us all on?
Yeah, I can jump really far too.
Oh, well, doesn't the ship have like one of those things that comes out and it attaches to other ships and then we could walk on it?
Yeah,
Ooh.
probably.
So what? I haven't.
Someone can probably think of that, right? And then the ship will just kind of do it.
I love this idea. So I will give Mortar, since you have been like kind of responsible for maintenance on Nada, you would know that it's not necessarily like a port between like ships, but it is sort of a ramp to help load cargo that you could have Melba extend out into space. And then Agatha, you could stand at the end of that and toss you onto this enemy vessel. Like you could make that arrangement. That would be totally feasible.
Yeah, or I could jump.
Yep.
With a rope attached to me, and then I could just pull y'all.
Yes. Either of these is wonderful.
Feels like it'd be relatively easy for us to set up some type of rigging system like that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
There's a whole back room back there that's just full of dead veins that I'm sure no one is using. Some people are. I'm using them. So yes, we can absolutely find some way.
They're mine. We can use mine.
Yes, I give you explicit permission to use something no one else is. So
Yeah, the thicker ones, the varicose veins or something like that.
Those are.
I don't know if those are the
bits-
thicker ones. I don't know which ones are the thicker ones.
They can be. They absolutely can be. There was something that we harvested from a ship on the way out here. That was more like aorta size. That might be more appropriate to either fit into via tube sort of thing or condense down, whatever your preference is. We have options.
What if we also pretended like we were just doing a ship inspection?
I like the way you think.
What kind of supervisors do these things have?
What do they have?
So
We just like go up and say who's in charge.
So I will say this.
Maybe.
I think the most knowledgeable on this would probably be Agatha, since you are on the front lines fighting the Corvus Dominion a lot. You know that the Corvus Dominion, if they have any intelligence, if they have any sort of way of communicating, as long as you've been fighting this fight, you have never been able to successfully communicate with them. They seem like hell-bent on destruction of everything around, and there's no way of telling why that intent is. There have been several attempts at contact to kind of parse out why they're here, and that has all fallen.
So destructive.
Yeah, and you've probably had conversations with Arnold where he's like, I don't really care, it's fine by me, you know, that we can do this. We just hit, it's fine. There's no, oh, you hit me, I sue now. Like, they just killed him. It's great.
So essentially there's some really destructive people, beings, creatures, and other sentient items and things and such on that ship. And they like to destroy things. So we like to destroy them before they destroy our things. Because like we said before, we like things. So if they get to our things, they'll destroy our things. But if we get to their things, we can keep their things and maybe use them for our things.
So they don't have a supervisor.
No, and if they did, we should curb stomp them.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Sorry, that's just been my role, is like beating the life and death out of other beings.
Lorelai, I think you would know this as well, given your position within the organization around, like, you know, you're used to trying to make deals and stuff. You've never heard of anyone being successful in making a deal or communicating with the Corvus Dominion. You've probably also seen like sketches and images of the Corvus Dominion, where they are very bird-like aliens. There's a different variety of units, if you will, and so you know that there's probably a hierarchy within their society, but it has been incredibly difficult to ascertain without being able to communicate and share ideas with them.
Just a suggestion, we could just use one of the behemoths, kind of like just organs. We could just coast on over. You know?
Well, it sounds like we're just going bones to the wall and we're just killing everything. So
maybe, probably, it sounds like it. I would still like to try and harvest some things if possible. So try not to kill it super dead, mostly dead. Mostly dead is fine.
Somewhat dead.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm ready, I guess.
All right. You communicate the plan to Melba, so you don't have to worry about if the ship's in the right place or anything like that. Tell me, are we doing organs floating through space? Are we doing a runway jump plan? Tell me, who's doing what?
If you guys wanted to get in like a spleen ship, I could then just run with the spleen ship like a bag.
I like that. You know what? I think yes. What do you
just attach you to my body like a baby Bjorn, but all three of you in a giant spleen.
This is excellent.
Get extra cozy in there.
Okay, can you fit an extra?
How extra?
Oh, just about the size of a small pony.
Oh.
What?
Never mind, I'll do it later.
Okay. Do you have a small pony?
Not yet.
Small pony, so badly.
Oh, is this like something you're hoping to find on the other ship to bring back?
No, I can make it.
Oh.
I need my steed to ride into battle.
That's rad as hell.
Wait, that's what people do, right?
I just kind of run.
Or
Not it.
I could get a piggyback ride, but that doesn't sound as good.
No, you should definitely get a steed. If you can get one. You can make one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna chime in here. So first we need to get our materials. Mortar, I want you to roll me a bone roll. This is to make sure that you're able to find bits of the Nada that are not critically important to the ship, and will structurally hold the three of you as Agatha Bjorns you through the expanse of space.
Okay. So considering I have a 2 for bone, does
Yep.
that mean that I
You'll roll
2d6?
2d6 and you will take the highest.
Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna roll that over here on the old roll 20. Ooh, highest is 6.
Hell yeah, that is a success. You go back into one of the storage components where you have been hoarding these different bits of other ships, your ship, and you are able to find maybe it was a cyst at one point that you removed from the wall of Nada. It was kind of blocking one of the hallways, and you were able to remove it intact. So the cyst wall, which is thick and fibrous, is strong enough to kind of hold any weight that might suddenly like drop on it if you suddenly fall into gravity inside it, and it's large enough to fit the three of you. You will have to kind of like like huddle sports circle, you know what I mean? You're going to be really close, but it will do just fine. And you are able to find those length of veins that you had previously discussed that are in good condition, and you are able to bring them out to the cargo bay where y'all will be exiting from.
I found the things. I have found things that are potentially helpful. Actually, I know them to be helpful. So yes, absolutely. Agatha, things for you.
All right. I'll make myself a cute little harness.
Excellent. You are able to build what you need to with these materials, and at the appropriate time, is everybody climbing in the cyst?
Get in my cyst.
Get in my cyst.
Yeah.
You all fit. It's a little bit tight. You know, there's some uncomfortable elbows, but
That's what she said.
you're able to fit in just
Talking about
fine.
elbows?
Melva extends the walkway that would normally connect to a dock, and Agatha, it is picturesque as you step out into the expansive space onto the walkway that has enough gravitational pull to keep you on. You take a couple of steps and you're backlit by the dead sun glowing in its unreal way as this other ship approaches at a rapid speed. To your right, you see a sickly green that it erupts from the front of the Nada and kind of catches this ship in a wave of light and drastically slows its trajectory. It's not enough to stop the ship, but it is enough that now if you jump at it, you won't immediately like splatter like a fly on a windshield. Go ahead and make me a muscle roll as you start to pick up speed and prepare yourself to leap onto this vessel.
Would I also be able to use my combat spell of a 3-point landing to attempt to break my way through the ship as I go to land on it?
Read that to me really quick.
Okay, so 3-point landing, range, bar. You bound into the air and land at a point within range of where you started. You take 1/2 damage, and the enemy are now in a close range to you.
Hell yeah, I love this.
Our enemy in a close range to you takes that same damage or twice as much damage.
I think this is fantastic. So you will go ahead and burn a well, and that means you will not need to roll because we're just going to use one of your magic abilities.
We all get 6 wells, or did I take one from the...
You all get your own unique 6 wells. Wells can be recovered by defeating enemies. Enemies kind of drop health and wells, so there are ways to regain as we go through.
We drink their blood.
Hell yeah. So this, you run, and as it kind of slows down, we get a very like Fast and Furious style action sequence where you launch off of the edge of this into the void of space, and it slow-mos with the ship. And as you do, you kind of start glowing. What color would you glow, Agatha?
That's a great question. She has a golden glow to her, much like a trophy. A bodybuilder trophy.
Excellent.
Or one of those creepy trophies that the Oscars have.
Amazing. There's a faint golden glow that kind of emits from you, focused at your feet as you spear your way through the air. And as you land on the ship, there's kind of like a crunch and then a second crunch as that damage explodes out from the bottom of your feet and actually punches a hole through the wall of this ship, and you superhero pose land inside the ship with the bag of your friends on your back. You have not only made it to the ship, you are now inside and ready for the next step.
I'll open the cyst and just be like, hey guys, got us inside. And just let you all out.
For me to get out, I don't want to run. So I'm going to take the hand that Mortar gave me and tear off one of the fingers, and I will throw it down on the ground to cast Animate Skeleton, and I will get on my trusty skeleton steed and yell, "Hi-ho, Sliver!"
Amazing. Let me see. Which power are you using for this one, Cole?
Animate skeleton. I'm just choosing the
Awesome.
shape of my skeleton.
Perfect. So go ahead and burn a well for me for that.
Yes.
As you emerge on this thing. As you take a look around, as Melba had stated, this is a pretty small vessel. There seems to be a lot of winding corridors that kind of spiral out in strange alcoves off to the side. All you need to do is kind of pick a direction, left or right.
I didn't think this far. Left or right?
Let's go left. Stay along the outside of the ship, I think.
Okay, I don't know why I'm leading, but here we go. And I'll point.
Why did you get so fast?
I told you I had a pony.
You are riding on this skeletal horse-like creature, the bones making this awful kind of like screeching sound as they scrape on the oil-slicked floor of the ship. Lorelai, as you kind of come out of the ship and take a look around, again, you're somewhat familiar with these things, especially now since people have been trying to bring you aboard to see if you can kind of parlay with these beings, and you recognize the architecture as being, not a fancy or what y'all have decided is a fancy Corvus ship, but you do get the sense that there might be more folks or creatures aboard, given some of the markings that you see along the hallway. And it kind of like comes to your mind of like, maybe there is, maybe there's not, before you're able to follow along with the rest of the group. We all going left? Awesome.
Left it is.
And I am assuming we're going bravely into the unknown. So, Cole, go ahead and make me I'll say it could be bone or muscle. I want to say muscle because this feels very bravado-y to be riding a skeleton horse through an alien ship. But you are literally on a skeleton, so I will accept bone.
Well, bone is like the more of like smarts and whatnot, right?
Pardon?
How did you describe bone again?
Bone is like the calculated, sort of, well planned out, or perhaps like deception, manipulation, things like that.
I think I put a lot in bone because I like bones, and I went a different way with the character.
It's okay. We can, if you can make, again, you are literally on a skeleton. So I'm okay with like kind of going bone, and we can make it make sense. Typically, I would say like where we're just kind of rushing in, that sounds muscle. But for the sake,
it is muscle. We're gonna go with muscle.
Let's go with muscle then. Roll me
1d6.
1d6.
Because I totally don't know what I'm doing. Whoa! And I fall into
oh my gosh.
something.
6 is a success. So this works out great. You are astride your skeleton beast, and you're as you're going. For whatever reason, this works out really well. Probably because you're moving fast enough. You pass down a hallway, and you look to your right, and as you do, you see that there's a hallway with like a gathering of beings, and you know, like, oh shit, if we're here to fuck shit up, that's a good place to start. And so you know now where the combatants are, and you have an element of surprise because, again, for whatever reason, they did not see nor hear the giant horse skeleton running through their ship. What's everyone else doing?
I'm trying to chase after.
Okay. Are you being sneaky? Are you just going for it?
Should we be sneaky? Should we just go punch him in the throat?
I mean, that's your specialty if you want to punch straight in the throat.
Right, but sometimes it gets real tiring.
I can help you if you need it.
Well, let's just go get our horse, Skelly. Skelly horse.
Skelly. Yes. Quite.
Lorelai, should we be on the lookout for anything in particular?
I could. Yes, you will want to be careful. I do believe there's more folks on this ship than previously assumed. If you want, I can give you a little bit of help on seeing ahead a little bit. It's a little unnerving, but if you're willing to sign a couple documents, and she'll reach into a briefcase that's been slung over the side, and she'll pull out a couple of legal contracts. Just here on this dotted line, if you just go ahead and give me a quick signature right there.
I don't know how to read words instead of numbers.
Sure,
And honestly, Arnold color codes my plates for me to make it easier.
Okay. Well, here, let me give you the cliff notes. Basically, this is relieving me of any and all liability if anything were to happen to you, but what it also does do is make sure that you kind of just protect me sometimes. I mean, it feels like it's in your nature anyways. It would be just, what you do. And in exchange, I'll help you see what you're about to fight.
Okay.
Perfect. And she will set the piece of paper down and help you sign your name. She will fold that back up, place it in her briefcase, shift that back to kind of back behind her back. Perfect. All right. You want to watch, you can. Some people get a little weird at this point. And she's going to take out a small knife and remove her eye. Just literally, she's going to pop out the entire thing. The cord and everything will still be connected to it. You will have to eat this. Down the hatch. Open up. There you go. And then she'll just... boop.
Smallest unhinging of a jaw, just to let it all fall into her gullet.
And don't worry about this one. Comes back. It'll get there. I'll get another one sooner or later. But
Yeah, it'll come out the other side too. I didn't chew.
that feels like maybe you're... I mean, if you wanted to chew it, maybe you'd get all the... It's fine. I mean, sometimes to really get the benefits, you gotta get in there. No biggie though. You'll still be able...
You missed both rows of teeth when you threw it in the back of my throat.
Lesson learned for next time. So you have an ability to scry. Now. So, you may scry on a person from a distance. So as we were walking up, you were able to see things as through their eyes for up to 10 minutes. But that is per day. So if you wanted to use it a little bit at a time, you now have made a deal.
This is excellent.
Are you guys coming? I feel like I'm getting way ahead.
I swallowed an eye, and then I'll run after.
Okay, I don't see how that's relevant. I don't really know how to control this thing.
Then why did you make it?
Oh wait, I did make it. I do know how to control it. Silver. What's your name again?
Me?
No, the pony. Sliver.
Oh goddamn.
Or wait, what is the word for stop?
Stop! Stop is the word for stop! And I'm just like running after you. Hoofing it, if you will.
Awesome. I will say at this, as you guys are yelling, kind of running down these corridors, Mortar, is it safe to say you're kind of bringing up the rear here behind the rest of the group, or where are you fitting into this master plan?
Yeah, I think I am kind of taking up the rear and checking to see if there's like anything that's even remotely being left behind. I have this like flesh bag of just various different skins and hides that I've stitched together that I just toss all kinds of things in, viscera, bones, living creatures, parchment, technology. It doesn't matter. Just shoving it in there. So what I would like to...
So I will say, if you're trying to be really meticulous about this and like kind of take your time and see what you're looking for, I would take a bone roll. If you're trying to...
I need to catch up with these lovely folks and not fall behind because I'm afraid of getting lost. So yeah, I would probably be like, ooh, shiny instead.
Awesome. So go ahead and roll me a nerve roll.
Okay, I have 3 for that.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. 5.
5. So that's a mixed success. So you're kind of going through, and Corvus, this particular Corvus ship is made of very, you would know this from when Agatha kind of bursts through the side, a very brittle black material. And it's kind of running along the walls. Every once in a while you see like a panel that's kind of folded out that you're able to kind of grab and just snap off. And you're trying to be really careful with the edges because there's like a little bit of a sharp edge, but there's one, like, as Agatha's screaming, "Didn't you make it?" You kind of turn to look, and you are a little bit uncareful. Not careful is the right way to say that word, Sarah. Your hand slips, and you do kind of cut yourself a little bit. So go ahead and take 1 damage for me, but you are able to collect like a bunch of this very like brittle ship material. That you could potentially craft with into something later.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. Dope.
As you're running, X, you were able to see kind of there was a group of folks gathering. You're still kind of making it through. For whatever reason, they didn't notice you. You're staying to the left and following the like, let's go the outside of the ship route. And as you come around a big corner, it opens up into a large chamber. And in front of you, there is a group of Corvus Dominion soldiers. They are varied in size and shape. There are 5 smaller ones. Their wings on their back are very jagged and kind of rip out of the loose fabric that they have on. It's not well kempt. And their very like pointed alien faces are kind of chittering at each other. There are 2 larger ones that look like they have massive I don't know if X would know what this is necessarily. It looks like a long tube strapped to one of its arms. And it has a big, I do think he would recognize a shield. They have massive shields. And then tucked furthest back in the room, there is a small Corvus Dominion. It looks very fleshy. It's like it's kind of puffed up, and any sort of outerwear that it's wearing, it's kind of squeezing in between the pieces of that. And it's kind of like it looks like a person more than the other ones do, but it's still very alien and strange. And as you come clattering into the room, those smaller creatures' eyes snap to you, and you hear a screech as you have wandered into this large chamber. And I'm going to switch us over in Roll20 so you guys can kind of see the battle map here.
Sick.
And I'm going to swap our vibes here. So in an Extremis, we don't use feet or anything like that. It's just zones. So if you're in the same box as something, that's considered close. If it's 1 box away, that's mid. another box away. That's far. Chat, I won't be sharing the screen for this. I would just hope you use the theater of the mind. We will do our best to describe what this looks like. Agatha and X are very close together, as Agatha has just been hoofing it to stay close, with Lorelai behind and Mortar just behind there. You can see the different units splayed throughout the room. What it will do is it will be your guys' turn, and then it will be my turn. So you guys call out what you want to do. Everybody gets a go, and then it will swap over to me.
Okay, well, as I come screeching in, I literally do just that and tell Sliver to stop, as like the weird sound of bone sliding against whatever the hell we're on, and just yell back, they're scary things! And I'm going to like barrel roll off of Sliver, and I am going to slap it on the back, and as it slides a little further, I cast Skeletal Barricade on it, so it becomes
Nice.
a 10 by 10 foot barricade, and I'm going to roll to like slam into that as I hide behind it.
Great. I will go ahead and do my best to draw that. What's the range on that? That is far. Okay, but you're okay. Got it. So let's go ahead. We'll just do a rectangle. I'm gonna say that's like right here. That'll be that blue. And it now has 5 health, so it'll take 5 damage, and you are tucked right behind it. Go ahead and mark a well burned. And actually, let me go through it and tell you what takes place in a turn. So during a turn, a necromancer can move and make a single action. An action is anything that requires a dice roll or the use of a power. Generally, you can move 1 range unless you're using your action to book it, meaning you can go from like close to near, or you can dash using your entire move to move 2 zones. And so if Cole, if you would like to move at all, you still have that option.
I think I'm rolling on the ground up to the barrier, and then trying to gain composure just at like the side of it, and like peeking around, scared of whatever the hell these things are.
Awesome. Who's up next?
Are these guys now blocked from me?
Yeah, you've got like a blocked in that it's like 10 feet wide by 10 feet tall, so you can still go around it. You're a muscle witch. You could probably jump it.
Cool, because where I was hoping to end up, I can't move Agatha, but I was hoping to end up like right here.
Yeah, that's
Because
totally
if I swing
doable.
with my greatsword, then I can hit all of them.
Yeah, I love this. I feel like the wall goes up, and as like the bones are kind of rippling up, you just sort of vault over through it as it's coming into place, and you actually end on the other side as the wall finishes solidifying and catching X to land in the middle of them. Talk me through this greatsword attack.
Okay, so I have this big, beautiful Buster Sword, greatsword thingamajig, and in my brain, it's like Striga's from
Hell yeah, it
Castlevania.
is.
You guys have ever seen like hot people before, and I'm just gonna spin in a circle with it, using like my back and lats as the countermeasure to get this sword a swinging.
Hell yeah, you do.
And then it does 2 damage to each of them.
Yeah, it does. And as you swing it around, you see these smaller units, which you, Agatha, again, you've been on the front lines. You know a thing or two. You recognize these as crows. You eviscerate them. They are fully chopped in half as you complete your spin. The magpie you catch on the side, and the only reason you aren't able to cut all the way through is that your sword hits that shield and bounces backwards out, but you have decimated these 3 around you, and that magpie is severely injured. Lorelai and Mortar, we'll move to you.
I can make my turn very easy and just use my movement and my action to try and get a little bit closer. Probably like behind and to the left of X.
Okay, so we're going right here. Ish.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. All good.
As Mortar runs past to kind of get into the fray, can I do a flashback?
Absolutely, you can do a flashback. Fuck yes. So let's talk about flashbacks really quick. In Extremis uses a system called flashbacks to cut away from the action for a moment to drive player and character scenes home stronger, or they can be used for player discussion about safety tools, but we're doing some badass shit right here. Anytime a Necromancer is about to do something significant, or a player wants to cut away and discuss what's happening in game on a meta level, we can call for a flashback. At the end of the flashback, the table will discuss, and if it's agreed upon, will grant an extra 2 dice to the next roll that one of them makes. So, Chrissy, talk to me about this flashback. What are we looking at?
So, there will be a moment where Lorelai's one eye goes completely white, almost as if it's like cataract, very foggy. It would probably appear to everybody else as if she should be focusing on the literal combat that is happening around her. But she disappears kind of for a moment, and in her mind she goes back to some of her like very intense moments in her old, like, on the planet, of her like having these very intense deals and like hag deals, and like they're very like visceral and bloody, and like there's a lot of, you know, very intense for Lorelai. Like, she's looking at it as like kind of a moment where she's perceiving all of the different parts of a person, or a creature, or whoever has come to her for aid, and she's going to use that as a way to identify who in the room is the most, either the one most vulnerable or the one like strongest in the room that is apt to kill one of us. You know what I mean? Like, kind of whatever their own personal deeds are. She's attempting a little mix of like, as she's flashing back, some of the creatures and things that she's seen in the forest that she's made deals with for survival.
Gotcha.
Like, the things that come to her and that are like, I don't want to die when the sun has disappeared. I don't want to die. Help me survive. And she's like carving out parts of her body and ingesting parts of theirs. She's trying to do that, but superficially.
I love that. I think that totally makes sense to me, and I'm cool to hold those extra 2 dice until we as a table agree, like, this is the time that we want to use them, because I love the idea of it coming in, like, at a critical junction of, like, this is what it is. And Chrissy, I'll call on you to kind of describe how it is similar to a past experience, so we can kind of close that out, but I love that. I think that's sick as hell. With that, though, you do still have, like movement and action, if you would like to take it.
He's just going to move kind of similar to where Mortar is. Yeah, like, she's just moving up into a closer proximity. She is going to take in that kind of witch's eye of, like, identifying. She might not necessarily know, like, I think it's a passive action, but, like, understanding who is doing what and who is in charge here.
Yeah.
She's going to make sure whoever she identifies as, like, in charge or the baddest of the most badass is verbalized to Agatha, X, and Mortar.
Yeah, so which of those passive skills was it? Let me find.
I think it's called Witch's Eye, just kidding.
Witch's Eye. Yeah. You know the exact wording and nature of every deal a person has entered into, whether or not they've kept up their end of it. So you would understand kind of the social structure of these creatures and kind of how they defer to each other. I love this. I think this is sick as hell. You would recognize that, like, the person that the creature that seems to be, like, controlling the room is the small fleshy one in the back. And that the rest are sort of responding to its, like, quivering and, like, chirping.
Aim for the weird fleshy one. Maybe we could take some of its bits.
Excellent. Any other action you want to take? We've moved. Up to you.
Can I ask quickly?
Yeah.
And I don't want to, because I will go all the way into my weird obsession with hags and
I'm here for it.
But for a fate mark, what is that consist of in Extremis world?
That's a great. You tell me what that looks like.
Oh yeah.
You
okay,
tell
cool.
me.
Okay. So so as far as like combat goes, Lorelai's not gonna move into immediate combat quickly. She's like gonna take in a situation first. As she sees this though, one of the organic creatures. Oh wait, no, I didn't fate mark them beforehand. I would like to fate. No, not gonna do that. Let me think about how I can do this. I'm not going to do anything else. On my next round, I'll do something else.
Perfect. That's great. It is going to move to my turn. And Corndogg, I forgot to make you roll for your sword attack. Will you just do that for me really quick? I'm not going to retcon anything, but it will help inform what I'm going to do next. So go ahead and roll me muscle and tell me the highest number.
And the 4 means 4d6, right?
Yes, correct. And we'll just take the highest. That is two. Amazing. That's a 6. Yeah, no, it's super successful. So here's what's gonna happen. The crows seeing you come up and just like eviscerate folks are going to move forward to try and overwhelm you. As is this magpie. It's going to move. All they're doing is trying to like overwhelm you. They're going to use their full action to like get up close. This guy, however, is going to use. You'll watch, Agatha. You'll be able to see this as you're the closest. And you're kind of reading the battlefield, getting ready for your next move. You'll watch as this creature will kind of pulsate. You heard it kind of like chirping, and its head will like go back, and you'll hear this like gurgling in its throat before it like starts like coughing this awful hacking screech. It sounds like there are like rocks in its throat that are scraping together with like the scream coming out between it.
Try bending over. Use like your whole diaphragm.
And you get the sense that it is calling for assistance. And that is going to
no, shut up.
And that's going to be my turn. It's back to you guys. And again, whatever order y'all want to roll in.
I could get to walloping.
Hell yeah.
Or someone wants to make them weaker.
You called out to stop the weird fleshy one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just real quick as you say that. Can I move my little square?
You ping where you want me to move it. I still need to like get you guys set up with like token access. And again, think of this less like in like you have to be right by it. If you're in the same zone, like it will pop off. So if you like want to move a zone closer, it's less like I need to be within 5 feet, and more you just need to be in the same zone.
Yes. Oh no. Which one is the fleshy one?
It is this guy. Yep, that guy in the back.
Okay. I need to be within mid-range of it.
Okay, so we can move and get you here, and that would do that. Describe to me how you get past this wall.
Scary. Well, I rolled to the far left of it. As my last movement, so I'll just kind of peer around the wall.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try. And I like skitter around, and I just need to get in range to where I can cast Dead Grasp on it.
All right.
I just want to make sure I should have access to that, because I have Bane unlocked on Field of the Dead, but Chrissy doesn't have any Banes unlocked.
We shouldn't have any Banes unlocked yet. So it should just be just Field of the Dead.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how to change.
I got you.
The description. So it doesn't change really what I do. It just changes how you see it.
Yep.
Because without the Bane, it's going to be multiple skeletal hands. I don't think they would really stretch from the little one to those ones. So, however, just one hand holds the little one, and I just yell back, "I think I'm helping."
Great.
And that's what I do.
Yeah, so I'll read this just for everybody else. We've used Field of the Dead. Skeletal hands rise from the ground, holding all enemies within range in place and dealing 1 damage to them. The next attack against a held enemy rolls 2 extra dice. Enemies held cannot move until the next round. So he essentially locked this guy down. I'm going to go ahead and put a little snail on him to indicate that he's held. And you deal a damage. Which is great. And it looks rough as these hands kind of come up, and as I mentioned, like it's got like all these kind of fleshy bits protruding through like its armor, its clothes. Some of those hands kind of like press down, and you watch as disgusting yellow oozes out from where those hands are clawing to hold this thing in place, and it's like trying to shake itself free, still making that screaming sound.
Cool. The other thing is this is the first time we've been in combat.
Yes.
So I would also like to do my passive because I no longer have a friend. So I'll just break another finger off of the hand I was given because my passive is Bone Bitch. First time you raise a skeleton during a round, doesn't require burning a well, and doesn't take an action. Skeletons under your control have 2 additional health and deal 1 additional damage. So I just pop it out in front of me and try to hide behind it.
Excellent.
Get 'em.
I'm going to just make a copy of you for that. Just for ease. And we'll mark it. Let's see. We'll put...
Ooh, if I get a third one, it'll be triple X.
Triple X. We want this guy. I'm going to put a little skull and crossbones on him. So that will mark your skeleton. Perfect.
Okay, that's it.
Awesome. Lorelai and Mortar and Agatha. What do we got?
Lorelai will really quickly kind of just like pat a hand on a shoulder of Mortar. I'm going to hang out here. But if you need anything, you let me know. And she's going to use the mortar weapon.
Hell yeah.
And Mortar, the character, will see Lorelai pull out what looks like a massive kind of like even bigger than probably a billy club mortar from a mortar and pestle. So she will kind of like point it in a direction, and she's going to attempt to do 1 damage, but she's going to place a fate mark. And you guys will see as this happens, whatever this kind of like fleshy creature, the closest thing to its forehead will end up with kind of just like this X that looks like it's kind of dug in as if trying to dig out a third eye. And you'll see that kind of just mark the creature, and she's just going to roll to attempt to attack. She can be far.
Okay. Yeah. So are we aiming for the one that X just locked down?
Correct.
Awesome. So go ahead. To me, this could be any of them. Like, I kind of love the idea of it being muscle because you're trying to like hoist this thing up over this 10-foot wall and kind of get that angle on it. I also love the idea of Grant, it like coming out of your out of your sleeve and like scurrying up along and like pulling little bottles outside of his wings and just like throwing down is like adding stuff into your mortar.
1000%. Like, it is kind of like a small grenade launcher. Like, you're not entirely sure what he's shoving into the whole thing, but he's actively working hard on.
He's very excited about it.
Very excited.
All right, go ahead and roll me muscle, if that makes sense to you.
Sure. So that's 3d6. Let me come over here. Oh,
That's
no.
a 4. We do have the 2 from your thing. Do we want to go ahead and add them to this roll? If the table agrees, I think that's fine. We could have like a flashback moment where you're like trying to hoist it up and aim it. And then you recall something that would make you make a different choice.
I'll say she'll take one of them. She'll like give it a shot for one more.
Okay.
But the flashback will be more of something falling apart, like we talk about Grant as like this little psychopath on her shoulder, but she will kind of like glance at that little creature and know that that was like a pact gone wrong. And there will be a moment of this like creature kind of turning from a human into this little bat with what appears to be a potions problem. Not sure the depth of his substance use at this point.
This is very good.
Oh God.
That's okay. So we've got 4 is still mixed success. So you throw, like, it explodes out, and you are able to hit your target. X, you would see this, that glowing X that Chrissy described. It would for like a moment appear on this being before this potion just completely liquefied the creature in front of you into this disgusting puddle. That yellow that was on the hands of your skeletons is like mixing in with the strange colors from the different potions, and you will hear from behind the wall a very high-pitched Grant voice screaming, "It's good! It's so good!" Mortar and Agatha.
Go for it. You're muted, my dear friend.
Fuck! Okay, I'm muted. So I'm gonna just do my walloping again, and I'm gonna do it on the little guys next to me. But I only rolled, I think, 1 success.
You've got a 5, so that is a mixed success, so we're A-okay. Same thing, these 2 crows are going to disappear, and that magpie that you hit, you're able to finish off the job. This one magpie remains in place and ready to go. Mortar.
Just one more left if anyone can help.
Cool. I'm in the same spot, so I mechanically don't move too much, but I'm gonna move over to this little magpie and reach out a creepy long arm that doesn't really look like mostly an arm. It's got like several elbows in it, and just going to kind of like touch the skin of this creepy little magpie thing, and right where I touch it, the skin is going to kind of coil and like invert itself a little bit. Basically, I'm casting a thing.
Hell yeah.
Called Coil Skin, where it's going to twist it into. I know it's nasty.
I love it so much.
It's very good. It's effectively going to do some damage here. It says target takes 2 damage and cannot see or hear until the start of the next round. Organic enemies dealt this damage deal 1 less damage on their next attack as well.
Excellent. You do this. You reach out and you lay a hand on some of the flesh that is exposed from this armored creature. Do you say anything when you do it?
I don't think so, but
Excellent.
I think their eyes are just very wide, as if it's like an experiment and waiting to see what
Awesome.
happens.
And your experiment yields results. As you touch, you watch the flesh ripple and then start to like kind of slowly spin for like 2 seconds, and then it instantly just crushes, and you hear the snap of these brittle bones inside this creature's body as its entire form is just ripped to the side as it turns in on itself and crumples to the floor. And you guys have bested all of the creatures in this room. Congratulations, you've done it. Well done.
We did combat in Extremis.
Yay!
We did it.
We also am going to handle drops really quick.
Hang
So,
on, before you do that.
oh, yes,
Okay, sorry.
you're good.
I'm going to rush over to wherever the fleshy mound.
Yes, you do that.
And I am going to mumble a few things under my breath, pull out another piece of paper from one of my briefcases, use its hand to scribble a signature, again, sticking the paper back into the thing. And I'm going to use the Mystic Monstrosity. For that, it is whenever an organic creature dies near you, they still have a fate mark. You may instead take over their function. Can I just have this
Ooh.
creature come along with us as a pet, please?
You can. It will be a bit. Actually, yes. So you do this. You take it. You make the deal. As you can kind of see the little X kind of flickering in this puddle, and as the magic of the deal takes place, you watch as like that ooze that it was melting into kind of stops, and then it starts to reconstitute itself, like slowly pulling up, the different potions dripping out of like the ooze, if that makes sense, as it kind of like looks like it's sweating off as it kind of re-emerges back into a very close resemblance to what it once was. It, again, maybe a couple of the parts are not quite where they were, but it for you, it looks decent enough, and it will still have that little fate mark kind of faintly glowing as it sort of moves side to side in its place.
Okay, just so you know, enemies reanimated this way do not.
Yes, do not do drops.
So that's why I wanted to do that before you did it.
Love it. Perfect. Let's do our drops really quick because I will forget at the beginning of our next session. So when an organic enemy dies, a single necromancer may roll a d6. Depending on what we get, determines what it drops. There were 7 creatures murdered. So if we just, somebody rolls 7d6, we will figure out what there is to divvy up.
Just gonna take initiative. Who's doing it?
Who's doing it?
Do it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay.
I
So,
did it.
hell yeah, you did. So on a 1 to 2, the enemy leaves nothing behind, which is only one of them. So we still have 6. On a
Two of them.
on the 3 to 4, an enemy leaves behind 2 health, which any necromancer can claim. I'm pretty sure everybody's full health except for Mortar, who cut themselves stealing stuff in the hallway. On a 5 to 6, the enemy leaves behind a well, which anyone necromancer can claim. So it looks like we have 2 health and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wells. So
I'd like to get back one of my whales.
nice. We got 3 wells left. Who's taking some oars?
Can we just do one for each?
Yeah. There you go. Everybody else. So everybody takes 1. Perfect. And then Ash, I'm assuming you're going to be the one that takes the health. You can go ahead and bring yourself back up to full health.
Hell yeah. Woo. Okay, Ken will do. Thank you.
Awesome. As you survey the battlefield, you've got this creepy little guy that's kind of back into place.
I'm gonna wrap like a piece of rope around his ankle or something to make sure he doesn't
Excellent. You're keeping it, and I like to think like he understands the intent of like he needs to stay with you, so it will kind of like move again. You never really saw this thing moving a ton, but there is a strange kind of like skip in its step as it moves towards you, as if something inside the like hip joint didn't quite go into place fully, but it is doing its best. As you guys turn, and is there anything you guys want to do here in this room? You just had your first fight together as a crew. Congratulations.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of bones cracking, right?
Yes, there is a disgusting, twisted form of a magpie on the ground, slowly leaking fluids.
Wonderful. I'm just going to walk over to that and just like plunge my good hand like into it and just pull out a ball of like feathers and guts and bone and just put it in a bag inside my cloak. And then I'm gonna pull a small little shovel out and just start looking for places to like start digging while I'm waiting for something else to happen. Just looking for things and stuff.
Okay, everybody else.
Definitely just looking to try and harvest as many weird random things as I possibly can. Is there a certain time frame that we need to get off of this ship now that we have done a murder, or are we just kind of taking our time here?
I do believe one called for help, Mortar.
Yeah, so I think there's more coming.
Great. That might mean we need to just get the
Kind
fuck
of
out
keep
of here.
moving. Yeah.
Yep, something.
Maybe we go look down the hallway that they called down. Was there a hallway back here? And I'll just like look around, see if there's anyone coming towards us.
Yeah,
Any this or that way.
as you take a peek down the hall, go ahead and roll me. Are you doing a quick peek, or are you trying to like get a good look in like a particular direction?
Did it look like it was looking any particular direction when it called for help, or was it more like
It was more just like in the room screaming.
into the... I'm trying to quickly look as many directions as I can.
Go ahead and roll me nerve.
Okay. That means I get to roll 2 of them.
Hell yeah. That is a 2.
No, I rolled 2s6. And
Oh,
it
there
doesn't
we
know
go.
what that
It doesn't know what that
means.
means. Try again.
I'm trying to eat some space balls right now.
That is a 3. And
That is 2. 2 is the math.
Oh, there it is. 2. Oh,
Good for
man.
them.
I'm here for this, and I think this is
Nothing.
wonderful. You pop your head out, and you kind of are trying to do a quick look. And as you do, you're leaning out into the hall, and as you look, everything like seems fine. As you're looking down the hall, you're like, okay, yeah, we're clear. And as you kind of back up, you look just in time to see one of those magpies with their fuck you size shotgun leveled nearly at your face with the end glowing. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Oops.
Damn.
Found them.
Amazing. Thank you all for playing In Extremis with me today. Yay! That was our first episode of Terminal Riot, an In Extremis campaign. Join us in 2 Sundays, so not next Sunday, but the next, where we will return and pick up where we have left off here. Just as some housekeeping items, I want to make sure I get to my notes. Huge shout out to Keegan EXE for creating In Extremis and helping behind the scenes with special classes and lore, then making this as special as it can and giving us so many tasty In Extremis treats. As a part of this game, we end the game with a round of Stars and Wishes. Stars and Wishes are a TTRPG safety tool and also just like a generally great thing to use at your table, where everyone takes a turn sharing a star, which is a highlighted moment from the game that they really enjoyed and would like to see more of, and a wish, something that they hope to see in the future in the game. Maybe it's narratively based, maybe it's just more time with certain characters. So let's go ahead. We'll do outros. Tell the people who you are, where they can find you, what you've got coming up, and we'll do stars and wishes as well. And let's just start in the top row with Agatha.
That's me. I'm Agatha. I've been Agatha this whole time. A star is that, well, it's not something I've done regularly. It's happened twice in the past week, but Bjorning my friends to carry them places because I've been the strongest person in a party. It's really fun, and I strongly recommend Bjorning your friends. But as for actual, so wait, it's stars and wishes. Okay, and then for wishes, maybe more cool things like great swords or things just, laying around, or like if I could turn someone's femur into a great sword, or a short sword actually, because that would be kind of short, unless it was a big person's femur. Just crafting cool things, so that way me and my muscles can use them.
I love it. All right. Moving along, Ash.
Hey, that's me. Let's see. I really, really liked the flashback thing. I kind of forgot that was a thing. So thanks for the cool reminder that that's a dope mechanic. And that was like such a fun insight to the character that I don't know that we would have gotten otherwise. So more of this, please. Which I think just kind of goes along with that same wish. I just want to get to know these characters a lot more. I want to know more about X. I'm gonna keep giving him weird body parts and see if he's into it.
What memories can we unleash?
Yeah.
Excellent. Chrissy.
Hello. My star for the episode, I will say that I'm gonna pause that because you guys can probably hear the music double time. Anyways, let's see, wishes or stars and wishes. I think for my star, I also like the flashback mechanic. That was fun. When I was looking at the combat thing, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to do that because that's really cool. And for a wish, I think for me, this is like specific to me as a player. This is what I love about systems like this though, is that I'm not used to like open format where it's like whoever wants to go can go. So I'm not used to being like, I'll go and like stepping, like that's strange for me, and not having an order is different, and it's a really refreshing thing, but very different. So I think my wish is just more for me to get comfortable stepping up and being like, hey, I'm gonna do this thing. Because there were a couple of times where I wanted to use one of Lorelai's moves before somebody did something else, but I didn't want to cut them off or do whatever. Not that you have to do it that way, but you all get what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
I think that
I love this is part of the reason I love In Extremis, is because how open and like free flowing it is. Like it really is like, we are doing this together. I'm here to kind of help mediate like what the dice mean and give you some like general things, but how much of it we decide together and like in that fluid fashion feels so rewarding to me. So it will definitely take some time for us to kind of fall into that, but I'm really excited for the very like fast punchy pace that we'll eventually hit.
Yeah. Very good.
Cole, stars and wishes, my dude.
Oh, stars is you're all so great, and this is nice. And I like being cool with bones and stuff. And wishes, next time I'll do my makeup better, because the setting spray did not work, and also what I wanted to do did not work, but I made it work in the end, so.
Excellent. I'm Sarah. I've been your Arbiter of Fates. My star for this session was just all of you adding the level of detail in your own little ways. I love the idea of like the Neda and like how it's become a home for each of you in its own unique ways, and like the control that you guys are exerting in those ways. Like I love it. I'm here for it. My wish is for us to continue to kind of build this together. I can't wait to see where we decide to go, frankly. Like, and one of the things I love about In Extremis is it's less about having like a set plan and more about responding to what you guys give me. And it's really rewarding to run as a system. It's one of my favorite games to run. So thank you for coming and playing. Chat, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Make sure you pick up In Extremis or go join Zine Club at rpgzineclub.com. You can get cool indie zines every single month. We're also going to PAX U, so if you're going to be in Philly in December, come check us out. Come pick up our games. Plus One EXP has a bunch of different games you can buy there as well. If this is something that this gameplay has been rewarding for you to listen to, I promise it's just as fun, if not more fun, to play. So check all those things out. Otherwise, we will see you all in 2 weeks. And, you know, we hope you enjoy your pizza. Bye, everybody.
Pizza.
You want me to take you back?